Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Quest VI. Today, we're finally taking the fight on to Murdaw. I have no idea what's going on here, but who cares? I'll still fight Murdaw together with you guys. That's the spirit, Ashlyn. So, in order to get to Murdaw's fortress here in the dream world, we have to fight these guys first. Anyway, if we head down here, there's actually a gate. Wow, voice crack. There's actually a gate here that we didn't go to the last time we were leaving Dreamworld Somnia, but this time we can go through here. Oh. Oof, that's just not right. If Murdaw's behind this, he'll have to answer for it. That poor soldier. I thought Queen Atmia had something to say. There's a priest here at the gate to the Underkeep. He can save your game, which actually, now that I think about it, is a very, very good idea. Especially if you don't have quite the gear or kit that I do. No, this one. You may notice that my levels are kind of really low for Ashlyn. There's not a whole lot you can really do about that right now except for grinding for it, but it's usually not worth it on the whole to do so. I just hit no instead of yes, didn't I? God damn it. Yeah, so there's not a whole lot you can do about it unless you wanted to really grind for it right now. I don't think it's too worth your while. I think you're better off just waiting until we get to Murdaw's Underkeep and areas like that. Anyway, no. Yeah. I want Carver out front. Pretty much always, since he has the better resilience and HP out of the boys. But yeah, we have a couple new enemies there. Those guys are not too difficult to deal with. We do get a level up for Ashlyn, which is nice. The purple ground here, that's a poison swamp. It damages you for like a hit point every step you take inside. Okay, so this is the entrance to Murdaw's Underkeep. So before we really move on with this area, you want to make sure to try and keep everyone above at least 68, or in Ashlyn's case, full HP at all times while you're down here. Otherwise, you run the risk of having a character die, so that's no good. See, we want to head down and come across another new enemy here, Guardvark. Let's see, these guys are susceptible to snooze, if you happen to have that. Millie is the only one who does right now, so we kind of just gotta stick with that. Ashlyn also has snooze, actually, so never mind. One of the fun things you can do is, if you put both enemies to sleep, you can actually guarantee yourself to run away. Because, well, they're asleep, they can't really chase you or block the way or anything like that. Sleep targets a group of enemies, so it's a little bit more worth your while to use it against a pair or a trio of Guardvarks if they happen to show up, rather than just two individual Guardvarks, but we didn't have much of a choice there. Okay, the Custodians we fought before. They're not too difficult. You can see there Ashlyn's taking a lot of damage already just because of how weak she is compared to everyone else. If you really feel like you just want Ashlyn to have more survivability, trade out the Iron Cuirass and the Enchanted Armor between Millie and Ashlyn, so that Ashlyn actually has a chance of, surviving a hit. Okay, that's where we want to go. I was just taking a look at the map. So we want to go this way at first, since it leads to some treasure, but otherwise is a dead end. One thing you can do if you think that Ashlyn is just going to get ganked is you can just defend with her, and that'll reduce the damage she takes by half. Which might be worth your while because Wind Sickles straight to the face would really hurt Ashlyn pretty bad. Eventually, she's going to start getting levels and become slightly more useful. Unfortunately, it's kind of the case right now where she starts so underleveled that she's just not very useful. But here we have another new enemy, the Deadly Dodo. Let's see, these guys, the Deadly Dodos, they have a little bit of HP, so it might be nice to have a few whip attacks or things like that. Other than that, they have the backdraft ability and have at least a little resistance to sleep, it looks like. Ow. It's a good thing we defended with Ashlyn. A lot of things in this dungeon are actually susceptible to snooze, and as a crowd control, that really helps out in reducing the amount of damage you take. Yeah, this should finish him off. Yep. That looked like a really pitiful level up to me. Which is kind of sad, but oh well. Looks like we got like practically nothing out of that. Okay, I think this is pretty much a dead-end path here. Yeah, if we go this way, we can get a treasure chest. Oh boy. Okay, so, okay. With these three enemies, we have another new enemy, the Burning Man. There's a funny joke in there somewhere. You want to snooze the Burning Man and the Guard Vark as soon as you can. What the Burning Man can do is, well, breathe on you with fire. And that's no good. So yeah, once you take care of the, once you deal with that, just hit the Deadly Dodo as hard as you can. There we go. And now we can deal with the other two. That was a nice level up. Ooh, and we got double up. What that does is, it guarantees that you go first when you use it, and it deals double damage, but in response you take double damage for the entire round. It's a very, very high risk, high reward sort of an item, or move, that is useful in certain circumstances, but really dangerous to spam. Costs no MP, of course. So watch this. There you go. Wow! Kills him in one hit. But, of course, Carver now will take no double damage. Of course, 2 times 0 is still 0, but, like, hey. It's more worthwhile to use in, like, random encounters when you just need to end them quickly, and the enemies aren't particularly dangerous. Otherwise, I recommend against using it for obvious reasons, because otherwise you might find yourself getting shafted really hard. More Burning Men here. It's probably more worth my while to have Ashlyn snooze than it is to have Millie snooze, but whatever. It's too late for that now. Yeah, there's their fiery breath attack. Ow. You may have noticed that I keep talking a lot about breath attacks and reducing damage from fire and cold specifically. That's because there are 2 types of damaging breath attack abilities in this game, or at least there's 2 scaling types of them. There is the Fire Breath series, and then there's the Cold Breath series. There are variations of them that scale upwards in damage as you go along, but they're all very, very deadly against you specifically. Which is why a lot of equipment that you get through the game, I usually emphasize on making sure that you don't get ganked by a fire breath or something like that, because it can happen. There are a lot of bosses, especially later on in the game, that deal a lot of damage with their breath weapons, and you don't want to be in the way of that when that happens. Later on in the game, we'll gain access to a spell called Insulate and Insulatal, which will protect us from breath weapons. So, that at least is a nice thing that the game gives you, but for now, we just have to stick with our shields. That's why I spent all that time in the casino to grab the dragon shields, because they're some of the best shields in the game for that. Ooh, another level up for Ashlyn. Now, since we're coming up really close to the end of the first really big segment of the game, we got more silencing rams here. So since we're coming up to the first really main segment, end of the main segment here, or first main segment here, now would be a good time to mention that there's a very difficult boss coming up at the end of said segment, to where even leveling up won't help you too much unless you go overboard on leveling. And grab this iron helmet, which is an improvement for Carver. Or Rex, but I'm giving it to Carver. So yeah, So you can attempt to at least attempt to grind for it if you really wanted to. You'll have to grind pretty significantly hard. I'm talking like all the way to level like 19 or higher, just to make that fight easier. I don't recommend doing it now. I recommend waiting until you get the next party member to do that. But it is a significant grind if you want to try and level your way past it. But a much better use of your time is honestly just going to the casino and getting this busted equipment. Even with that stuff, you might struggle with the boss fight. It's one of the hardest in the game. But the point being that there comes a certain point coming up soon where the only grinding that's going to help is overgrinding, so I wouldn't worry too much about your levels here, even with Ashlyn. Especially with Ashlyn, because she's not going to participate in that fight in particular. Anyway, that giant ladder leads us down here, and we can see a little bit of a weird door gateway area place thing down there. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. There's another new enemy here, the Gargoyle. These guys will kill you if you're not careful. Put them to sleep with a snooze spell, just like with the Burning Mans. Yeah, they can cast Sizzle, which does so much fire damage to your party. Like, Ashley just took like half her HP worth of damage. They've got about 50% resistance to snooze, but they're definitely the kind of enemy you don't want to stick around with, especially if there are more than just one of them. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm gonna have Carver try to kill the deadly duo, and then I'm going to use the heal spell on Ashlyn and hope that I'm faster, because I need the Gargoyle snoozed as soon as possible. What my goal here is to kill the dodo and get the Burning Men to sleep, and then run. Because if all the enemies are asleep, then I can just run away. Okay, let's get out of here. The Sizzle spell is nasty. If they're alone, like a solo Gargoyle battle, then yes, go ahead and fight them. Just put it to sleep, sap away its defense because it doesn't have resistance to that, and then wail on it until it goes down. But if they're in a battle with other enemies, especially two Gargoyles, run. Just run, because someone's gonna die in that fight. It's less dangerous if you have the equipment I have, obviously, but you still run a very serious risk of Ashlyn getting killed. Like, if they both use Sizzle on your entire party, Ashlyn just dies. Like, straight up. She doesn't have the HP to survive that. That's why you want to have at least 68 HP, on everyone, because that gives you a very significant chance of surviving 2 sizzles in a row. Otherwise, you're probably dead. Fortunately, the only enemy here that really poses that much of a threat besides the Gargoyle are the Burning Men's and potentially the Guardvarks. So, that at least you have going for you. Oh yeah, and if you got Carver high enough leveled, you can also use double up after snoozing the Gargoyles to try and get some more damage out. Okay, so there's only one of them here, so I'm going to have Millie and Ashlyn spam snooze until it falls asleep. There we go. And then, no, nuts, it woke up. Let's go for another sap, and then another round of snoozing. Or we could just kill it. Nice. The sound that double up makes is kind of a funny sound to me. I don't know why. It just sounds so like unceremonious death. Kind of like in Smash when you just when you up air someone and they just die. It kind of feels like that. Also, I'm being a lot more liberal with my MP usage than I normally would be in a situation like this, mostly just because we have so many magic waters that I can afford to do whatever I want. But otherwise, it's probably a better idea to just try and conserve your MP as much as you can. There we go. Easy enough. I think the Gargoyles start appearing more often the further down you get in this dungeon, so that's why we're encountering them so often. Okay, let's keep going on down here. Starting to get into a more of an actual keep looking area, like the Underkeep was so called. Wow, so little damage. Ow, quit it. Ooh, another level up. For Millie this time. And she gets mid-heal. Ooh, that's really good. Mid-heal is a stronger version of the heal spell. It heals about as much as in a more Secco Essence, which is super good because, well, Millie is the healer. But anyway, that is all of the items you can get. At least make sure to get your hands on, well, actually, all 3 of the items we found in this portion of the Underkeep are very important. But at least make sure to get your hand on the magic water if you didn't do the casino trick, because otherwise you're kind of limited on MP. Even more so. If you didn't do the casino trick, save every magic water you get your hands on for later. You will need them. It's critical. Anyway, this is the second segment of the Underkeep, the actual Underkeep itself. Where do we want to go? I believe... Hold on a moment. Our nemesis is a trickster. Though he may not appear in his true form, he is Murdaw nonetheless. Do not be fooled by his traps. I would like you to carry Rosmira from now on. Keep it at the ready. Let us be off then. Alright then, we get Rosmira back. Raw. Now, I'm trying to recall exactly how this puzzle's supposed to work. I think we want to start by pushing these switches over here. Yes, we do. Okay, I was right. Now, the way the puzzle works, and I'll try and show this off by going in through the door on the other staircase here. If you go through here, you'll notice that the entire room is pitch black. It's one of those puzzles where you can't really see the floor in front of you, but there are pitfalls here and there and everywhere that you wouldn't be able to notice otherwise. Is everyone okay on HP? Everyone looks fine to me. But if you open those doors and step on the switch here, you will illuminate a portion of the floor down below. Enough to where you can better see where you're going, so that's really nice. Let's see, we also want to step here. We're too clever for you, Murdaw. And last but not least, this one over here. Unfortunately, this doesn't cover all of them. We do seem to still be missing a series of lights right in the middle there. But that's easy enough to handle. We just kind of have to go around the long way and get to a certain staircase. But alright, I'll show that off right now, actually. Okay, so you see here how there's a hole in the ground right in front of us? We would have fallen right into that, probably, if I had just walked it. Now remember, Dragon Quest VI DS doesn't operate on a grid pattern for its movement. It operates on finding 2 metal slimes, a shadow, and a hermit pixie in a single encounter. Okay, realistically, what you want to do is kill the hermit pixie first and sap the shadow so you can do damage to it, but like I can't not try to kill a metal slime. Oh, and if you were wondering, hey Prince of Somnia, have you tried just sapping a metal slime? The answer is that doesn't work. The game thought of that. Ooh, we're so close. Nuts. Yeah, it's gonna run. Okay. Well, you know, I gave it my best try, but... Ooh, it stuck around. Come on. Yes! I know I said that leveling up past a certain point doesn't matter, but, like, I can't not kill a metal slime that's right in front of me. Come on, viewers, it goes against my very nature. And we got the Sizz spell for Ashlyn, which, like I said before, is it's the weaker version of the Sizzle spell. It deals multi-targeted fire damage to all enemies. Let's see, we got a dancer's costume, which is a new piece of equipment for the girls. The dancer's costume, you should give that to... oh, really? It's worse than the Iron Cuirass. Huh. Well, what do you know? Huh. Well, for some reason, I was, the guide I used for my notes, doesn't appear to have the, Iron Cuirass for Ashlyn as an actual piece of equipment you should use, so... Well, if you don't have the enchanted armor in any case, then yes, you should... Oh, it's gone. If you don't have the enchanted armor for Millie, then give Millie the Iron Cuirass and Ashlyn Dancer's costume. But otherwise, since I do have the enchanted armor, the Dancer's costume is not useful. Okay, just kind of thread the needle here a little bit. Ooh. This is not a pleasant fight. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's what we'll do. Running a little light on MP, but otherwise I think we're mostly okay. Ooh, another level up. Oh, for Ashlyn again. She's really not getting much by way of stat gains, I've noticed. Yeah, let's heal Ashlyn and Millie. They're both under the HP threshold I'd like them to be at. Now you may notice that there's a big pit of death over here. We could just kind of walk around it and step on this switch over here. Aha! And now the center area is revealed. Now again, I could have tried to like thread the needle a little bit there and see if I could make my way back myself, but I decided against it. I'm just gonna... Oh, crap. Okay. Yeah, you two... Actually, you two could go ahead and attack. I would have had them defend if I didn't have the gear I have. And then let's try to put them asleep and run. Nuts. So, what the thing cast just there is a spell called Clang. Basically what that does is it turns you into a metal statue, and you can't hurt metal. That's the logic behind that. I mean, it's pretty sound logic if you think about it. But yeah, they can't take any turns or do anything for 3 turns. So that's why they use the Clang spell. It's in order to protect themselves from your shenanigans. Fortunately, it seems like them being clanged lets us run away. Ow. So that's nice. Alright, let's get out of here. Killing 2 of them is, generally speaking, not worth the effort, which is why I'm running away. They just do so much damage. I'm also going to run away from the Grim Grinners. They're identical to the Grim Grinner we killed in Dreamworld Somnia several episodes ago, but there's multiple of them. Again, they have so much defense, like the Gargoyles, that they're just kind of not worth killing. But anyway, we've made it basically to the bottom of Murdaw's Underkeep. So in the next episode of Let's Play Dragon Quest VI, we're going to finish off Murdaw in the Dream World once and for all. Just as soon as I feed my party MP. Okay, let's see. I'd like to get everyone up to full. There we go. Alright, next time, it's the first part of our final showdown. See you guys then!